Alright, Bytejacker crew, greetings from Scotland's capital, Edinburgh. This is Lawrence here. Apologies for this being a YouTube pre-record, but I can't get my webcam to work. I've got some serious issues with those drivers, so hopefully that'll be sorted so I can make further webcam contributions. Now, I got wind of you guys courtesy of Revision 3. I didn't get wind of you before that, I wish I did. I'm making my way through all your back catalogues. All your episodes are making me aware of some very great games, a lot of which can work on my netbook, which is good because the system requirements are not that high. Great work there, but enough brown nosing. Now, in terms of the free indie rapid fire and countdown from the last episode, I'd have to say third place for me goes to Fetus. If Boxel for the Game Boy was a platformer on shrooms, then this would be it. It's an interesting concept there with the gravity changing and the box platforming. However, it was too slow paced for me, and that didn't persuade me to continue beyond the harder levels. Bit of a shame for that, so sorry Fetus. Second place, I think, for me was Madness ×3. Now, there was an original concept there. I love that spherical world platform thing it's got going on, and I did enjoy it, but the enjoyment was short-lived because after 3 goes I got beyond a minute's worth of time, and I eventually got beyond 2 minutes before I let the red wall catch up on me. And a bit more longevity there, I think, perhaps maybe levels. I think that would be the best way to prolong Madness ×3. Thirdly, my winner for this week would have to go to Clockwords. Now, at first, I thought you had to type really long words from the off in order to hit those mechanoid arachnids hard. But it wasn't as straightforward as that, not immediately. It took me a couple of goes to figure this out. You need to incorporate smaller words using the letters in the 2 small chambers to basically add more chambers to get more special letters. If you played it, you'll know what I'm on about. But once I got that process locked into my skull, I was able to proceed a lot better along the game. Now, it's a good game, very addicting, and now, in order to progress further, about halfway through the levels in the Flash game, it's making me seriously consider dusting down an old copy of the Oxford English Dictionary so I can improve my vocabulary, just so I can do better at that game. It's making me improve myself educationally, so that's a good game. That's one reason why it wins. In terms of games that never got any recognition, I'd like to offer 2 candidates for this list. First of all, Rise of the Triad from Apogee Software. Now, it was quite a technically advanced game at the time. One of the key things I remember about it was that it was one of the first games that didn't rely on it using the conventional memory. The first 256k of the system memory, as it always noted, encompassed the whole system memory, and thank fuck it did not need a boot disk. I was grateful for that for one thing. Second of all, it was one of the first FPSs that allowed level upon level editing and constructing thanks to those crazy anti-grav disks it's got floating around everywhere. I like those as well. Thirdly, it was one of the first SPSs that it was one of the first FPSs that enabled you to look up and down, and it allowed for aiming. And it didn't work out how to use a mouse at this stage. I was pretty keypad happy with that. Also, the modes in that were hilarious. Dog mode especially was great. It was it was an FPS which at the time allowed you to shoot at and give up realistic looking people, which, as I learned in the credits, were portrayed by Apogee's employees and programmers. I thought it was quite funny at the time as a little school kid of 15. It was brilliant. And the most awesome thing of all, it had a random level generator. A random level generator allowed for infinite replayability and I wish I could get it working on my PC to this today, right? Oh, and there's one more thing. The weapons were crazy as well. The missile weapons, the flame wall remains one of my all-time weapons in a video game to this day. Of all time, as Kanye would say. I just thought I'd throw that in as a little joke. Second game I'd like to big up is Hostile Waters, or as it's known across the pond, Antaeus Rising. Now, it's made by pyromaniac Brit developers Rage Software. Now, I'm sure you remember Carry Your Command, I'm sure you remember Battlezone, but I didn't play any of those, and I was glad to play something like this myself. Right? It seamlessly blends third person and RTS. You can control either amphibious, land-based, or airborne craft by yourself, or you could have a chip-contained dead soldier do it for you. And the patter between these soldiers was very humorous. If I can remember correctly, I can't remember any quotes off the top of my head. If I could, I'd give you some. But also you can also command your units either via a Command and Conquer style interface from your ship, or from a surprisingly intuitive interface from one of your crafts outside as well. Also, I'd seriously like to. I really, really like the story that it came with. It seamlessly interwoven with the story from a somewhat prophetic story from British author Warren Ellis. Now, on that note, those are my two games. Those are my choices for Free Indie Rapid Fire. Greetings from Scotland's capital. This is Lawrence signing off.